Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the English with Friends podcast. I am so happy you are here today. I'm Emily.
And I'm Alex. Hi, everyone. We have a very special episode today. We aren't just talking about grammar or vocabulary, we're talking about something much deeper.
That's right. Today's topic is how English changed my life. We want to share why this language is more than just words in a book. It's a key that opens so many doors.
Exactly. Whether you are a beginner just saying hello or an intermediate learner trying to watch movies, English changes how you see the world. Today, we will share stories, tips, and a lot of motivation.
Before we start our big conversation, if you enjoy our podcast, please subscribe on whatever platform you are using.
Yes, and if you find this episode helpful, please share it with one friend who is also learning English. Let's grow our learning community together. Okay, let's jump in.
You know, Alex, I was thinking about my friend Maria from Brazil. When she started learning English, she was so shy. She thought, I only need English for my job.
That's a very common reason to start. Most people think about work first, right?
Exactly. But 6 months later, she told me, Emily, English didn't just help my job, it helped my personality. She became more confident because she realized she could communicate with anyone in the world.
I love that. I think that's the first big change, confidence. When you learn a new language, you are doing something difficult. Every time you finish a sentence, you should feel like a hero.
A language hero. I like that. But Alex, tell me, how did English change your life? I know you traveled a lot.
Oh, definitely. For me, English was about connection. I remember being in a small cafe in Japan. I don't speak Japanese, and the owner didn't speak my native language, but we both spoke a little English.
Wow, so English was the bridge between you?
Precisely. We talked about coffee, the weather, and his family, all in simple English. It made me realize that English isn't just for Americans or British people. It belongs to the whole world. It's a global tool.
That is so true. It's like a secret passport. English is a bridge that connects hearts.
That's beautiful, Emily. Let's look at some specific ways English changes lives for our listeners. Let's talk about information.
Oh, this is a huge one. Think about the internet. Most of the information on the internet, the best videos, the newest science, the coolest blogs, is in English.
Right. If you know English, you don't have to wait for someone to translate a book or a movie. You can go straight to the source. It makes you feel powerful.
I agree. It's like having a superpower. You can learn anything. If you want to learn how to cook, how to code, or how to play the guitar, you have millions of English lessons at your fingertips.
I have a story about a student named Leo. Leo lived in a very small town. He felt a bit lonely because no one in his town shared his hobby, which was vintage airplanes.
Vintage airplanes, that's a very specific hobby.
Very specific, but Leo started learning English. He joined an online forum for airplane lovers. Suddenly, he had friends from Australia, Canada, and Germany.
So he wasn't lonely anymore?
Not at all. He was chatting every night. His English wasn't perfect. He made mistakes with is and are, but nobody cared. They cared about the airplanes.
This is a great tip for our listeners. Don't wait for perfection to start connecting. Leo used what he had, and his life became richer.
Let's give our friends some simple tips. If they want English to change their lives, what should they do daily?
Number 1, think small. You don't need to study for 3 hours. Listen to 5 minutes of this podcast while you drink your coffee. That's a win.
Great tip. Number 2, make it fun. If you like music, read the lyrics. If you like movies, watch with English subtitles. Don't make it feel like homework.
And number 3, talk to yourself. I do this all the time. When I'm cooking, I say, now I am cutting the onion. Now I am crying because of the onion. It helps your brain start thinking in English.
Let's just don't cry too much. But seriously, these small steps lead to big success.
You know, Alex, we talked about confidence and connection, but there is another huge part of how English changes lives, the change in perspective.
Oh, I love that. You mean how we see the world differently when we speak a second language?
Exactly. They say when you learn a new language, you get a second soul. You start to understand different cultures, different jokes, and different ways of thinking.
That is so true. For example, some words in English don't exist in other languages and vice versa. When you learn those words, your world gets bigger. It's like adding more colors to your painting.
I like that. More colors. But let's be honest for a moment. It's not always easy, right? Sometimes it's frustrating.
Oh, definitely. I remember trying to order food in English for the first time. I wanted chicken, but I think I said something that sounded like kitchen. The waiter looked so confused.
Did he try to bring you a stove?
Almost. I felt so embarrassed. My face was red. But you know what? That moment changed my life because I survived it. I realized that making a mistake isn't the end of the world. It's actually a funny story for later.
That is a huge lesson for our listeners. Mistakes are not stop signs, they are stepping stones.
I have another story. This is about Sophia, a mother of two from Mexico. She started learning English at age 45.
45, that's great. Some people think it's too late to start, but Sophia proves them wrong.
She sure did. She started because her children were learning English at school and she wanted to help them with their homework. But then something amazing happened.
Tell me.
I told her, Alex, I used to feel like a mom only. Now I feel like an international businesswoman. English gave her a new identity.
That is so inspiring. But Alex, how can our listeners stay motivated when they feel tired, when the grammar is too hard?
I always say, find your why.
Your why?
Yes, why are you learning? Is it for your children, like Sophia? Is it to travel? Is it because you love Hollywood movies? When you feel tired, remember your why.
That's great advice. And also celebrate the small wins.
What do you mean by small wins?
Well, did you understand a whole sentence in a song today? Celebrate. Did you write a text message in English to a friend? Celebrate. You don't have to wait until you are fluent to be happy.
I agree. Every small win is a sign that your life is already changing. You are already a different person than you were yesterday.
Let's look at what we added in this part of our talk. 1. New perspective. English gives you a second soul and a new way to see culture.
2. Overcoming fear. Mistakes are just funny stories. Don't be afraid to ask for kitchen instead of chicken.
3. New identities. Like Sophia, English can help you become a business owner, a traveler, or a global friend.
4. The power of why. Keep your goal in your heart to stay motivated.
We've talked about travel and phones, but Alex, let's talk about something everyone loves, travel and food.
Oh, my favorite topics. You know, traveling when you don't speak the language can feel like watching a movie with the sound turned off.
That is a perfect way to describe it. You see the sights, but you don't hear the story.
Exactly. I remember visiting a market in Thailand. There was a woman selling a fruit I had never seen before. Because I could ask her in English, "What is this? How do I eat it?" She explained it was a mangosteen. She even showed me how to pop it open with my hands.
That small interaction changed a simple snack into a memory.
Yes, and that's the point. English allows you to be a traveler, not just a tourist. A tourist just looks. A traveler talks and learns.
I have a story about a student from Italy named Paolo. He is a chef.
Oh, I bet he makes amazing pasta.
The best, but Paolo wanted to learn secrets from other cultures. He found a famous chef from India who was giving an online class in English.
So, a chef from Italy and a chef from India meeting in English?
Yes, Paolo told me that because of that English class, he learned how to use spices like turmeric and cardamom in his Italian dishes. Now his restaurant is famous for East meets West food.
Wow, so English literally changed the flavor of his life.
Precisely, it gave him a global kitchen.
There's another life-changing part of English that we don't often see. It's inside our heads. Did you know that learning a language is like gymnastics for the brain?
It's true. Scientists say that learning English can actually keep your brain younger. It helps with memory and focus.
So even if you never travel to London or New York, just the act of learning the words apple, table, and tomorrow is making your brain stronger.
It's like an insurance policy for your mind. It keeps you sharp. So for our older listeners, you aren't just learning a language, you are keeping your mind healthy and bright.
Let's give our friends two more practical tips. Alex, what's your favorite way to practice pronunciation?
I call it the shadowing technique. It sounds like a ninja move, right?
A language ninja. How does it work?
You listen to a native speaker, maybe a line from this podcast, and you repeat it immediately after them. You try to copy the music of their voice, the rhythm, the highs, and the lows.
I love that. My tip is the mirror pep talk. Every morning, look in the mirror while you brush your teeth and tell yourself one thing you will do today in English.
For example,
Today, I will learn 3 new words about food. When you say it out loud to yourself, it becomes a promise.
let's recap this section. 1. Traveler versus tourist. English lets you hear the story of the places you visit. 2. Global skills. Like Paolo, the chef, you can combine your skills with international ideas. 3. Brain health. Learning English is a workout that keeps your mind young and strong. 4. Shadowing. Copy the music of English to improve your accent naturally. Alex, we've talked about work, travel, and even brain health, but there is one thing that is very close to my heart.
Oh, I agree. English isn't just a personal journey, it often involves the people we love most.
Exactly. I want to tell you about a student named Fatima. She moved to Canada from Egypt. Her English was very basic, and she felt sad because her children were learning English so fast at school.
That can be a lonely feeling for a parent. You feel like your children are moving into a world where you can't follow.
Precisely. But Fatima decided to change that. She started learning with them. Every night they had a no Arabic hour, just 1 hour where the whole family spoke only English.
I bet that was funny. Did they make many mistakes?
So many. They laughed constantly. But here is the life-changing part. It turned English from a scary school subject into a family game. Now Fatima can talk to her children's teachers, she can make friends with other parents, and most importantly, she feels connected to her children's new life.
That is so touching. It shows that English can be a bridge between generations. You aren't just learning for yourself, you're learning to stay close to the people you love. I have a small tip for parents listening. If you have children, try reading a very simple English picture book to them at night.
Even if your English is not perfect?
Especially then, your children see that you are trying. It teaches them that learning is a lifelong adventure. You are setting an example of bravery.
I love that. Setting an example of bravery. When your kids see you struggle with a word and then laugh about it, you're teaching them that it's okay to be a beginner. That is a gift that lasts forever. There's another thing, Emily. When we learn English, we start to understand Western culture, their holidays, their humor, their values.
Right, like understanding why people in the US love Thanksgiving, or why British people talk about the weather so much.
Exactly. And when we understand their culture and they understand ours, the world becomes a safer, friendlier place. English is the language of peace and understanding.
That gives me chills, Alex. It's so true. If we can talk to each other, we are less likely to fear each other.
Let's talk about one more habit before we wrap up this section. Finding a study buddy.
Yes, don't do this alone. Find a friend, a neighbor, or even someone online.
And here is the trick. Don't just talk about English. Talk about life. What did you eat for lunch? What made you happy today? What is your dream for next year?
When you talk about real things, you forget you're studying. The words just flow because you have something important to say. Dear listeners, if you feel frustrated today, please listen to this. You are doing something amazing. Learning English is an act of bravery.
It really is. Every time you try to speak, you are growing. English will give you a better job, yes. It will help you travel, yes. But most importantly, it will show you how strong you are.
Don't compare your Chapter 1 to someone else's Chapter 20. Your journey is yours, and we are so proud of you for being here today.
Let's recap what we talked about today. 1. Confidence. Learning English makes you feel capable and brave. 2. Connection. English is a bridge to meet people from all over the world. 3. Access. It gives you the superpower to find information and hobbies online. 4. Consistency. Small, fun steps every day are better than studying hard once a month.
We have come to the end of our episode. We hope you feel inspired and ready to keep learning.
Remember, English is not just a subject in school. It is a new way to live your life.
Please follow us so you never miss an episode. Share this with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe.
We believe in you. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye, everyone. Happy learning.
Goodbye.